Good morning. It's Wednesday, October 7th, and on Monday the Supreme Court opened its term without Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And the first thing that happened was that two conservative judges, Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito, delivered a scathing criticism of Overturned versus Hodges. Now, that is the decision that cleared the way for the nationwide legalization of same-sex marriage. Thomas raised the question of religious liberty implications of the decision and wrote that the precedent allows courts and governments to treat religious opponents of the same-sex marriage as bigots. So he's upset that those who are very religious and do not approve of same-sex marriage are being accused of bigotry. And why wouldn't they be accused of bigotry? What is their objection to same-sex marriage? It's two people who love one another for reasons that the religious people can't understand, or that they believe firmly that marriage is something that must take place between a man and a woman. Well, we are humans. None of us is the same. And I am sure that there are many, many, many people who are homosexual, LGBTQ or whatever, who have grown up in religious households and found love in a way that was totally unexpected by the rest of the family. Is that so wrong? Why can't we leave people alone to live their own lives? Is it such an affront? After all these years, is this an affront if somebody loves somebody of the same sex? I think not. I know many people who have been involved in homosexual relationships. And they are fine people, and they work hard. And they don't want to upset the entire community. So what's the big deal? And if this is the way the court is going to act in this ultra-conservative manner, then we in this country are going to have big, big problems for the next 20, 30, 40 years if Donald Trump can appoint one more conservative judge. I'm sure that most of you don't remember Obergefell versus Hodges, the case that led to the declaration by the court that it was okay, same-sex marriage was okay. That's the case in Kentucky, where a county clerk refused to give a gay couple marriage licenses. So that's the case that Alito and Thomas are using to declare that the religious liberty has been under siege, that religious liberty in this country is under siege. Now, I don't believe that religious liberty is under siege in this country. There are almost 300,000 same-sex couples that have been married since that decision. That's a pittance in a population with 330 million people. So is this a signal to all of us that religion is going to take over the Supreme Court? There are several other cases, including Roe versus Wade, that have strong religious groups objecting to those cases. So are we going backwards in time? This is a nation that is not supposed to have religion interfering in government. This is a nation that at one time did not say under God in the Pledge of Allegiance. Are we prepared to go backwards? Is that what we want to do? Is it so terrible that people who are somewhat different than us or think differently than us have their rights taken away from them because of the religious leanings of many people? I don't believe we should be doing that. These cases are precedent. They're in there. They're not hurting anybody. We should be spending more time on that ridiculous ruling about campaign funding where corporations are individuals. Then we should be spending time on these religious fanatics who want to overturn cases that they don't believe in. These are not cases that are harming this country in any way, shape, or form. The belief that marriage is a sacred institution between one man and one woman is old-fashioned thinking. Do we want to set ourselves back where people are tormented their whole life because they have a belief that is not religiously acceptable? I think not. We are heading down a terrible path. I believe when you become a member of the Supreme Court, you leave your religion at the doorstep. You leave your party affiliations at the doorstep. Your sole obligation as a Supreme Court justice is to ensure that the Constitution of the United States remains the bedrock of our democracy. Anything less than that is a dereliction of duty. So I've said my piece for today, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.